Hi gang, Jimmy D here, and in today's video we are going to grab our rewards points by earning an achievement in a Game Pass game called Kona, where we are working towards 100... Actually, today we are going to get 100% completion, or that platinum trophy, or whatever you guys get in Switch and Steam. If you guys are just starting to follow along, I do offer an achievement select in the descriptions below, as well as a link to my playlist at the end of this video. And with all that being said, guys, let's get that 1000 gamer score. Now, there is one thing that we need to do, guys, if you've been following along. And yep, I've taken the liberty to start up my monthly quests. We need to press any button, of course, and then go to options, as we need to change the gamma back down to 1 for now, and then we'll be turning it back up when we get to that point, guys. And apply. And now we can head back. We are going to choose a new save slot this time, guys, as we are going to start off a new game. Remember, guys, this part is only on foot. That is, once we get to the general store. No driving the truck. No driving the snowmobile.
Information for a living. That is to say that ever since he returned from Korea, after having served with the armed forces, he had been working as a private investigator in Montreal. William Hamilton, a rich industrialist, had gotten in touch with him regarding a simple vandalism issue. Nothing to write home about. Not worth hiring a private eye either, just so he can drive for hours on rough roads. But that's how it had always been. The client pays, Carl gets it done.
Right trigger for gas, like always.
They had set up to meet at the general store, his client's business. Well, actually, the entire village had William Hamilton's name written all over it.
Left trigger for brake. In this instance, guys, I believe the game brakes automatically for us right here.
When the roads were bad, muddy, or snowed in, it was customary around these parts to close them off.
Now let's grab what we need from this area
and drive there anyway.
We're going to turn to the left and out of this right trash bin, go ahead and grab the empty bottle, as we are going to need it. Let's go ahead and head to the top of the tower. And open up the box here, grab the pincers on the left and these 2 fire starters on the right, as we are definitely going to need those. Head back down. No need to leave a tip at the rock this time, guys, as we've already gotten that achievement anyways. But we do need to open the gate.
Hamilton never mentioned a road-blocking barrier. Why was it needed here in the back of Beyond? That would, however, be a mystery for another day. Carl had waited long enough for someone to come and raise it. Hamilton is waiting for Carl in the general store. It was time for him to get down to business. Hamilton enjoyed a lavish country house built in the very heart of the northern
and
forest,
head towards the general store.
Too far from here. The local populace was divided when it came to the affluent man. Some saw a wealthy philanthropist dedicated to improving the region's economy. Others an aging Englishman who would do anything to further his fortunes. And those ones hated him enough to go on about scheming against him. Hamilton had recently acquired a few local businesses, but the last straw was the reopening of a mine, which gave rise to a wave of protests and threats from the Cree people. Given these circumstances, Carl reckoned that a good number of people must be feeling compelled to oppose Hamilton in one way or another. So far, only the industrialist's house had been a target, but soon enough, Carl thought, the target
Go!
from the man himself.
Bash! And this is where all the fun starts, guys. If you guys have been following along, you know.
Carl needed to get out of there. The cold and the pain required urgent care.
Should have got a 4-wheel drive, dude. Just saying. Let's go ahead as soon as we have control. And we're going to turn to the left. Go back to the car here. And open up the trunk.
The driver had
boot,
taken off.
depending on where you're
It was
from.
still best to check it out and leave nothing to chance. Carl needed help.
Give me 2 seconds, guys. Didn't realize my batteries were low. Sorry about that, guys. Let's go ahead and head to the front of the car and open the door.
It was so cold.
Grab the
Already
box.
Carl did not feel his toes
Open the
anymore.
door. And grab the box.
It was a small,
off the seat.
locked box engraved with the letters
And a picture
LUH. Carl
from the
thought about
dash.
taking it,
From the glove
but
box, rather.
was to be left a chance. Such heart-wrenching Nordic poetry that was. But Carl didn't care much about flowery
All right,
language.
from this point, guys, we can back off.
This
And
evening,
head back
his
towards
last
the
hope
truck,
was to find an
down the
abandoned
path
barn
to
or
the
a
cabin.
farm by the roadside. His life depended on it.
First thing we got to do, guys, is grab 4 logs. Off the pile. Open the door. Go ahead and turn on the lantern so you can see what you're doing. We are going to grab the snow
Better than he had
chains,
hoped. Carl Faubert had succeeded once more.
matches,
And was now on his way to new adventures.
and another fire starter. Go ahead and start up the fire. Warm up. We are also going to go ahead and open our inventory. Under consumables, guys. It's going to make us anyways. Might as well do it now and take our first aid kit. Wait till we've warmed up all the way. And let's head back to the truck. Put the chains on. Hop in. And then this time we're headed to the general store. Yep, just your typical New England winter.
Spread out on a few acres of untouched forest, bellowing caribou, everlasting snow, and undefiled lakes. The Manistan region was no tourist hub. It was said to have been populated for millennia by Cree people, and ever since the industrial era, by the metal mining industry.
There's the Lachance house.
Jean-Luc Bédard had without a doubt been the closest man in the village to William Hamilton, otherwise known as Uncle Willie. The truck was running on fumes. Good thing that the general
And the
store was
game
close by.
parks the truck for us. we hop out, guys, this is where it goes. Say bye-bye to the truck. Let's go ahead and head inside. Get tossed into a little shortcut scene here.
Carl had no trouble recognizing his employer.
We
He had
need to
been
grab
killed.
the document.
There was no need to be a
Beside him.
detective to figure that out.
No need to
But
take out
only a
any
detective
pictures,
could
guys.
have noticed that the killer had to have been very close. That the fatal blow had been given before the victim even
And now we're going to head behind the counter. Power's
An
going to go out,
explosion
so
suddenly
tap
occurred
left
outside.
on your D-pad to open up the drawer, to bring out your flashlight, or torch, I'm sorry. We're going to go to the third drawer from the left here. That's 1, 2, 3. And we are going to grab the duct tape and some more matches. There they are. And we're going to skip this drawer and go to the next one, as we need to grab the garage key. We're going to interact with the register here, guys. Remember, any 2 buttons will do. And then press sale. Giggity. And we need to grab the post key here. Turn directly around and move the ladder out of the way. And grab the first aid kit, as that is definitely going to come in handy. Go ahead and climb the ladder. All the way to the top, guys. Remember, we need to grab that bottle of sherry wine. And then push your left thumbstick down to climb down. Turn your flashlight back on. We're going to head to the far right here, guys. And grab some fire starters off the counter here. And then go ahead and interact with the generator main power switch and turn it to generator. Open up the breaker box. We're going to turn off the main power to the store and turn on the power to the garage. Yeah, turn on. Yep, okay, good. Let's go ahead and open the door. Bugger off, wolves.
Maintaining his composure, Carl recalled something from
And let's
his
head into the
military
garage.
training. Wolves always stay away from populated areas.
We got the key,
Wait,
so we can unlock
Was
it.
it about bears?
Second drawer from the left here, guys. 1, 2, was it this drawer? Yep. Grab the parts. Next drawer over, guys. We are going to have to grab the pliers. And now we have what it needs to repair the generator. So let's head out. Head back around. We can get rid of the flashlight now. Go ahead and repair the line. Good old duct tape fixes everything. And turn on the generator. From this point, guys, let's head back inside the garage. Turn on the overhead light. Head around to the window here and interact with the lift switch. And grab the crowbar that was underneath.
At long last, the crowbar was within Carl's grasp.
We don't actually need it, guys,
Surely
but
it
it's
would
just
come in handy at
natural
some point.
progression part of the game. Let's head to the front of the store now, guys. Open the top of the mailbox
Something fell to the bottom of the box.
and then unlock it. Grab the
The
pistol
murder weapon.
or revolver
What was that
and
put in there?
this mini
Carl
key.
wondered. Hamilton must have been determined to keep some information secret to post this key.
That will open the metal box we found in the car we
Everything made sense
smashed
now.
into.
Poor Hamilton's denunciation was interrupted, and he figured it would be best to lock
Let's head back
everything up
inside
and send the key to his
the
correspondent,
general store, guys.
who
Turn
would
on your
receive
flashlight.
the box later on.
Gonna
Clever,
go
but
to
not
the
enough.
breaker box here, guys,
That's what happens to ordinary people playing spy.
and turn off the garage and turn on the store power. I know it doesn't make any sense, guys, but again, the game requires us to do this. We have to turn on the pump. And yep, fill up the truck one more time. Guys, as you know, Carl leaves it running. Get rid of our flashlight. Go ahead and fill up the truck. Turn directly around, guys.
But he
Blue
had to
tarp
help.
to the left
Find a way
here.
to contact authorities. He had
Go
to
ahead
search the
between the
building.
bushes and that blue tarp. Through the broken part of the fence, guys. Remember the dog tracks, wolf tracks. First
Carl
ice
felt that the store
formation.
and its surroundings still held their secrets.
Follow
and he
the
didn't
tracks
want
up.
to miss out.
Straight ahead. Second ice formation. And the
Carl
ice
wondered what
figure.
the hell
Let's go
could
ahead
that
and
thing
interact
be?
and
It
cause
looked like a man
division.
fossilized in ice. All of a sudden, Carl felt like he was pulled inside a world of dreams. A cold,
Remember,
unknown
guys,
dimension.
follow the tracks backwards.
Somehow, self-control was slipping from his grasp.
And grab the document off the log or the journal.
To all appearances,
Remember,
this was
scroll
a
down
hunting log.
and change
Better
pages.
yet, a war diary.
We're back out now, guys. Again, follow the tracks backwards. And we need to grab the necklace here off the rock.
What could these engraved numbers mean? A fresh path suddenly appeared before Carl.
Keep following the tracks backwards. Till we reach the other pickup truck. Go ahead and open the door. And grab Je la Chance's wallet.
Carl had that feeling you get when you immerse your frozen hands in hot water. What happened? Now at least he knew who the unfortunate man petrified in ice
We can
was.
back off from here,
Gilles
guys.
Lachance, the general store's
And
manager
now it's
himself.
time for a nice long trek on foot. Remember the trees across the way, so we just need to dodge in real quick. And dodge back out. Why in the road, guys? We are going to head to the left in between the signs. And the first objective, guys, is head to the Patriots' house.
It was so cold. Already Carl did not feel his toes anymore. An axe, not too shabby. Carl felt he needed to protect himself. The place looked more like a pigsty than a house. A heavy stench of curdled milk, cheap alcohol, and boiled cauliflower filled the air. Carl held in his hand some awful sugar alcohol, but rather than drink it, he told himself it could be useful. He only had to be wary.
Go ahead and break the lock open with the pincers. And open it up. Gonna head to the left of the main part of the garage here, guys. Right in this bin here is another fire starter. Let's grab that. and then head to the actual garage or shed part, as we need to
Another worrisome victim of this ice.
go through this next
one
vision,
seemingly
guys.
petrified in action. The poor man, before being frozen solid, seemed to have been defending the entrance to his cabin. But from what?
Head to the back, where he is examining something. Something startles him. Head that way. And he's gonna knock over the lantern. Try to keep out whatever's trying to get in. Get a blast of cold air here. Once that blast is done, guys, turn to the left and approach the handprint. It'll toss something into the bucket, which we all know what it is anyways. And go to the handprint on the door and open it up.
Something very important must have been in there for the man to take such time and
then
effort
actually
to hide it.
open the door.
But Carl didn't know how to reach it.
Go into your inventory, guys, and go into equipment. Where are they? Where are they? Is it in equipment or inventory? Yeah, inventory. We can go ahead and drop the pincers. Save us some room. And now we are going to head to Old Man Rosaire's house.
Carl hadn't lived up to his good finder reputation. He still hadn't found any of the wealth contained in Lamotte's lands.
Now from here to Rosaire's house is a pretty long trek, and we're going to be pretty close to being exhausted. So we are going to make a pit stop back at the Patriot's house just to warm ourselves up by the fire that we lit.
Carl wondered how long he would have to endure this skin-stinging cold.
So there's our rock, I believe. We cut through here. Head back into the Patriot's house. And re-warm yourself. And then let's head to Old Man Rosaire's house. Old Man Rosaire's already going to have a fire going. So as soon as we get inside, we'll start warming up. There it comes. There it is. Right here at this little archway, guys. Let's head through. Remember, don't be startled. He's going to take a shot at us.
Oh, mon bonhomme!
Oh, here, fella. Head on in.
Je m'attendais pas à ce qu'un étrange retentisse par ici. Moi te dire, je prends plus de chance depuis que ça rôde dans ce bout-là.
I don't blame you,
J'ai
old
ma
man.
carabine au bout du doigt, et puis bang, 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 si ça s'approche.
I hear ya. Go ahead and talk to him.
Si tu veux du linge chaud, parce que t'es habillé comme un gars de la ville, je dirais pas non à une bonne bouteille de caribou. Puis tu pigeras ce que tu voudras parmi mes guenilles.
Go ahead and trade the caribou for the coat.
Ah, quand on cherche, on trouve. Parce que je t'aime bien, à cette heure, je vais te dire quelque chose. Tu fais bien de prendre ma pénis. Parce que par là-bas, tu vas rencontrer le vrai froid. Un froid qui glace comme t'en as jamais connu dans ta vie.
That's right. Go ahead and inspect the coat. Fits like a glove. Hey. From this point, guys, we can go ahead behind Old Man Rosaire and in the drawer here, we're going to grab some more matches. Since we've already warmed completely, we don't need to stand next to the fire, but we do need to grab the key next to the door as we need to head into the shed. Nothing of real interest in here, guys, but there is, I believe, what is it? There's some ammo in here. That's right. Not the far left drawer, guys, but the drawer right next to it. Go ahead and grab the 303 ammo. Head out of the shed and take a right at the doorway. Just beside the shack is another trash bin. We need to grab another fire starter. And then let's head to the ice cave.
Health is what mattered most, and the old man's coat made sure of that. However, Carl still felt that he would miss out on precious knowledge if he left this place.
Once we get out onto the main road, guys, we're going to take a right. And we are going to be looking for a blue ice crystal on the right side of the road. Plainly visible, guys. You'll spot it in a heartbeat. Should be right around this corner here. Yep, I see it. Right up here on the right, guys. Take a right here at the ice crystal. And now we're going to head into the ice cavern. Remember, guys, there are going to be some wolves that are just going to come running out. They're not going to harm us. So don't sweat it. Go on in. Turn your flashlight on, guys. Where
The
you need it.
cold seemed to be more brutal here than anywhere else. It seeped into bones and into every breath to get to the heart until it stopped.
2 ways to go here,
Carl
guys.
needed to be dressed
Dark
in warm clothes
or
to survive.
light. Join
Luckily,
the dark
he had
side,
the coat to
Luke.
protect him from the biting cold.
But just up the way here, guys, we need to grab the hammer. There's some parts here that we're going to grab. And a bag right here with some matches, a fire starter. We can turn off our flashlight at this point, guys. Remember, Ghost Wolf disappears. Don't sweat it. Bye-bye, Mr. Ghost Wolf. Use our hammer and parts to repair the bridge. Head across. Up this little incline. And let's interact with Regent Blois of the Patriots Vision.
Another instance of this magic ice. What was this one doing, lying on the ground, so afraid? The plot thickened like water into ice.
It's time to follow the tracks forward.
He had been running in fear
Actually,
from
now they are
something
back,
creeping
aren't they?
towards him, against which he couldn't do anything, only to end up like this, petrified and cold.
Head forward a little bit more, interact with the handprint. Turn on the lanterns. Head to the back of the room here, guys. The vision isn't quite ended. As he moves this plank. Check out the document. Remember to scroll down and page through all 3 pages.
It seemed as though Régin had been ready to take up arms and slay people like Hamilton. Could he have committed murder for his
And at
cause?
this point, guys,
Who
we can
could have
back
gotten
off.
killed in front of his very eyes?
On the table, guys, we don't need anything with the exception of 1 stick of dynamite. Count them. 1. Grab some ammo. And the rifle off the wall. Let's go ahead and start a fire to warm ourselves up. Turn around and grab 1 log, guys, as we need to keep our inventory to a minimum. Move the plank and head down. Bottom of the plank, guys, equip your axe, as we do need to deal with that ghost wolf here at the end. Couple of good
Carl
whacks.
suddenly felt observed. He was worried about a presence around him.
There we go. Now we can turn on our flashlight so we can see what we're doing. Head towards Regent. All the way in the back here, guys, we're going to place that stick of dynamite. And back the heck off. Back past area, clear. and then head towards the blast. Now, for those of you who have been following on, I said,
No
why
stone
is it light this
can
time? It was
withstand
dark
the
the last
force of
time.
dynamite.
The way the game does it, guys, is the fourth vision that we interact with. We'll turn it dark for us. So this is the third. La Chance this time will be the last, or the fourth. Turn around, guys.
Carl, ever diligent in his work, always
we want
carried
our
his
map
log
this
on,
time.
in which he scribbled down
And
thoughts
orient
and leads
yourself
alike during the course of
towards
his
the road.
investigation.
All we have to do is head straight forward. And we're back on the main road, guys. Let's take a left. There's our ice crystal that we just used to orient ourselves towards the cave, but this time we are going to Dr. Beaupre's, as there is a few documents that we need to collect in order to progress later on here. They are required. You can go ahead and warm yourself next to Rosier's fire if you wish, but I can assure you we won't need to. But if you want to, be my guest. There is the sign on the left indicating it's the clinic. So let's take a right down the driveway. Head up the steps. In order to get in the clinic, guys, remember, we need the key right here in the mailbox. And then head on in. Turn to the right, guys.
In spite of Dr. Beaupre's goodwill,
turn
the
on
place didn't
the
look
lantern.
much like a physician's office. It could easily be mistaken for a
That was a
sewing
mess,
shop.
huh? We need to read the medical files here on the desk. So, remember to keep paging.
There was no doubt that the doctor and
Until it
Hamilton
ends
knew
itself.
each other very well.
We have to look at
The
the
good
pictures.
doctor, flanked by his beautiful spouse. Pure happiness, captured on cardstock. Carl recognized this woman's soulful eyes.
Another.
Was it Dr. Beaupre who had hit him head-on at the village border?
Yeah, true. Might have been. We have to read the Communist
A
Manifesto,
communist
guys.
manifesto. Only a few years ago, this type of allegiance meant prison time. And even at present, the Western world was very wary of the Soviet threat. Why would the doctor own such a book?
We don't need
Nobody
it, guys.
kills a rich patient to
But
start a revolution.
just to make a point of
It
it,
didn't make any sense.
there is a first aid kit
He had to dig deeper still to
inside
understand.
the armoire there.
Luckily, that was Carl Faubert's specialty.
Into this back corner here, guys, in the drawer right here. We do need to grab the matches. And in this drawer right here, grab the fire starter. Let's go ahead and start the fire, guys, and warm up. Let's head outside now, guys. Now, here on these logs, we need to choose the log that is closest to the house. Pick that one up, and then grab the fire starters. Let's head down the driveway.
Carl felt like he knew the doctor now. His belongings had spoken lengths about him. But what Carl had heard worried him.
And we're going to take a right and head in the general direction of the general store. Remember, guys, we have to duck in and duck out.
Carl felt that the store and its surroundings
And head up
still
the road.
held their secrets, and he didn't like to miss out. The air was freezing, right down to the bone. The otherworldly ice had struck again. The woman's hopes and dreams were frozen in eternity.
Again, follow the handprint.
Something was hidden under the stairs.
Head up the stairs. He grabs his rifle out of the chest.
The man grabbed his rifle. Carl felt a sense of dread in him.
And head back down the stairs. Kind of reappears down here. Head out into the main part.
Perhaps their spousal relationship had been cooling down lately.
Head to the handprint.
It seemed like secrecy was commonplace in this house.
Last handprint.
The vision
Ends
spell
the
was
vision.
lifted, and he was
But we
back
still
to
need to
reality.
page through the document.
A reality in which Giselle, Jill's loving spouse, was motionless, frozen in ice.
Now it's dark, guys. So let's go ahead and turn on our flashlight for the time being. And head back out of this room. We'll go ahead and start the fire. As we've got a long trek ahead of us. So get warmed up. Again, grab a log. Head out the door. And now go into our options. And change the gamma to 3.1, guys. Or whatever suits your fancy. 3.1, 3.5. Anywhere in between there should be good for you. Apply it. Back out and apply. Back out of there. And now we're going to head back up towards the general store. And take a right at the end of the driveway. This time at the Y, guys, we are going to take a right under the covered bridge.
Carl felt that the store and its surroundings still held their secrets, and he didn't like to miss out.
And we are going to head all the way up to the blue car, where it smashed into the telephone pole. Once you see the snowmobile sign, guys, we're nearly there. There it is. And just ahead in the distance, you can see the excessively leaning telephone pole. And you know, I shouldn't call it a telephone pole because there's no telephone service on there, as there are only primaries. At the blue car, in the gap in the fence, guys, go ahead and turn left. Ooh, wow, that's a pretty tight corner. I don't see any guys either. And now for another vision.
Carl knew why he was suddenly shivering. He was going back to the realm of visions. Carl had no issue recognizing the spirit-like figures, but he couldn't figure out what they wanted from him. The phantom, freed of reality's shackles, vanished in the forest. Earlier, Carl had witnessed a tragedy that befell it. Another phantom disappeared in the wilderness. Carl had seen what happened to it too. A third phantom gently faded away. Carl noticed that as the cursed villagers finally left reality, he could feel a sense of unburdening exuding from them in an almost intimate way. The last phantom, lost in solitude up until now, joined the others in the forest's darkness, free at last to enjoy an eternal, well-deserved slumber. Carl was only beginning to understand the horror which had struck his village. He understood that the dead were piling up and that he couldn't help them by himself. The road was clear for him.
Let's continue forward,
He needed to push
guys.
further north and fast to find help.
Take a left at the rock formation. Follow the linear path. Through the little gap here, canyon if you will. We'll go ahead and start a fire
Another
here.
diary. Carl felt like someone was trying to communicate with him. Or was it simply the result of happenstance?
Go ahead and warm up. Excuse me, guys. Once you're totally warm, let's continue forward.
Carl hadn't taken notice of the footsteps. What if someone had been here before him?
Ah, because I have to read that document. That's why. There we go. Now we can continue forward.
Carl had found what he was looking for. He needed to get back.
My
on the
bad,
road.
guys. My bad. Keep heading forward. To the observation tower. Head up top. Up top, Jim. Come on. Open the box. And, of course, grab the fire starter and the first aid kit. Head back down. At this point, guys, we need to grab as many logs as your inventory will allow. Mine won't. Head left here at the shed and continue down the hill. If you remember, guys, we took a right at this rock formation coming up. This time we're going to go straight. Before we get past it, though, guys, let's equip our axe, as there are going to be some wolves up ahead. right here. Get away from me. Come on. At this little Y here, guys, we're going to head right. And rebuild the bridge. Head straight across this time, guys. At this Y, we're going to head right, guys. And head past the cabin. We are going to be dealing with one more wolf up here, guys. Right here at this Y, he's going to appear on the left, and that's the way we need to head. Like I said, guys, head left. At this blue ice crystal, guys, we're going to head right this time.
Carl wondered how long he would have to endure this skin-stinging cold.
We're nearly there, Carl. We're nearly there. Follow it up and around. To deal with this one last wolf here. Towards the rocks. And this is our last campfire right here, guys. Start it up. Heal up. And from here, guys, turn to your left. We're nearly there, guys. Nearly there. Head up this way.
Two more victims
Grab
of this
the ammo.
ice plague. Carl felt a chill down his spine.
Head
What
up to
he
the
was
top.
next?
And
Carl felt the
interact
strong pull of
with
ambition
this
overcome him.
big baddie here, the Wendigo. Another vision, guys. Last one of the game.
The young woman. It looked like a simple hunting accident. There was Hamilton. Carl recognized him. A major hunting accident. The doctor examined the young woman. but death couldn't be overturned. She was dead. It was not the type of body you buried in a big ceremony in the village graveyard. It had to be hidden. No one could know about this. The best way to do that was to have a simple-minded man bury the poor girl, Lamotte, the mechanic. The doctor denied the unfair death of the young woman, but Hamilton had him in his grips. Hamilton knew all of the poet's secrets and wouldn't hesitate to reveal them. I know all about your crimes, you little communist. You know mine. What a sordid affair. Understood the ins and outs
Go
of
ahead
the affair.
and pull the
A
bolt
woman had
from
been
the
killed
tree.
in an unfair accident, and a young warrior had damned himself to avenge her.
This time, guys, when running from the Wendigo, we can use our rifle on the
The one
wolves.
responsible had already
That's the
been
nice part.
killed, and so the beast could not quench its thirst.
Let's wait
for
till the
vengeance.
cutscene is done.
And now, recklessly, Carl had pulled the bolt from the beast's heart. A beast who was but a young free man lost without his fiancée, and who had
Pause the game. Equip the Lee Enfield rifle. We're not going to shoot the Wendigo, but we are going to dispatch of the wolves. Now, I do want to say, guys, before we get out of this pause menu, you can't snipe them from far. They got to be kind of up close and personal in order for the rifle to have any type of effectiveness. Just saying, guys. Also remember, don't waste too much time because the Wendigo is right on your butt.
out of hatred become Wendigo.
And turn around and head out. Run, run, run. Run, rabbit, run, rabbit. Another wolf coming up. I believe he's coming off the cliffside here. This one's coming off the side. This one's coming off the left side, I believe, guys. Just past the logs. This one's coming off the cliffside on the right. Can't remember if there was another one up here in the tall grass. I want to say yes. On the left. Now we're turning to the right. There's going to be one more up here at that center ice statue, not these three, the one at the roundabout. He's going to appear just to our left, right in front of that ice figure. And now head through the gap in the stone wall here. Use your left bumper to duck through. Hi, Mr. Wendigo. Bye, Mr. Wendigo.
The narrow passage sheltered him, but for how long?
Keep heading down the path. We're heading toward the docks, guys, like we did the last time. Open the gate. Now, if I'm not mistaken, guys, my other account, I had to wait for the credits to go all the way through before the achievement showed up. That might have been an Xbox glitch. Let's hope it doesn't do it to us this time. Head down to the boat. Hop in. And let's end the game. Yeah, it does appear as if we're going to have to wait for the credits to pop.
So did Purity. I would defend Purity against the winds, the tides, against ice and blizzard. Could it be that all this was but a story of justice and vengeance? The soulful doctor, avenging his fiancée's unjust death by avenging this young woman as though she was his lover. Are these passionate feelings not precisely the kind of feelings that could cause a storm, petrify people deep inside, create monsters?
There she is, guys. All right. We can go ahead and quit our game. And as you can see, guys, 1,000 out of 1,000, 35 out of 35. Hopefully this video has been helpful for you guys, but until then, let's go ahead and turn in our rewards for the day. At home. And for continued rewards, continued achievements and trophies, and continued videos, guys, you know what buttons to press. But as always, have a great day. See ya!